The only one you have control over is you. Okay? So many times we're lost up in other people's ways, reactions, um, the way that someone's energy rubs off on you, the way they look at you, getting upset at them, or just like putting our existence and our energy to someone else and something else. When in all reality, we need to focus on ourselves more and realize that the only thing we can truly control is us. So when someone really gets on your nerve or is being rude or is like trying to make you out to be something that you're not, instead of reacting, getting upset, and letting them have the power of you, giving your freedom, your power to the person because they're controlling your emotion, right? They did an action, now you're reacting and you're upset. You just gave your control to that person. What you need to do instead is take a breath, realize I'm not gonna allow that person to be in control of me. Just because they did something I dislike does not mean that they're gonna dictate and control my emotion. Someone could yell at me, or that's more advanced, but something minor, like someone making a smart joke at you, like it's not offensive, but it's intentionally trying to be offensive. Instead of reacting or even getting upset or anything like that, by taking a deep breath and realizing I am in control of me and this is the only thing I can truly control, so I'm not going to direct my energy to them, what they're doing, especially when it's negative. Instead, I'm going to go inwards. What I like to do when someone's directing me in an unhealthy, immature, or negative way, especially in an environment, because people are very heavy on other people's opinions to where they'll act out more, especially if you engage with the way they're acting, or they'll just be very heavy on the point of making you out to be the bad one, you to be immature, and that their feelings are emotionally right when they needed to soak in the emotion, not outburst at you in the first place. So anyways, in that situation, as I was saying, by being the bigger person and saying, maybe we should take a second to speak about this if they really need to calm down, or even apologizing if you don't even need to apologize, in a kind, politeful way, and say, hey man, I'm sorry you feel that way, but I really can't control that. I did my best, or something of value. Or if you're actually in the wrong, maybe admit to your wrong and apologize and mean it. Be a man, be a bigger person, be an actual woman that can hold to your word, and the things you do, and be accountable for it, especially if it offends someone else. You got to be accountable. And for another situation, like if they're actually emotionally unstable or sad, or it's, it really depends, but there's a couple different situations where it's best to pull them to the side. By taking that, right, by taking that second to think, to breathe, and stay in control of you, center yourself. And this applies to all situations. I mean, in the first place, right, what's the saying? Think before you do, act, say, whatever you do, is it gonna be positive? That applies to every single thing. But, and especially in scenarios where people are trying to attack you, get at you, it's really important for you to think, to come to understanding of the situation, to breathe, to know you're in control of you, not to give your power to someone else, and then act properly at a mature state. And anyone else that is high cognitive thinking and actually understands reality well, and there's a lot of people there, especially in higher up positions, so regarding work, you'll most likely be making the right choice by doing this. By being the bigger person, they'll realize and they'll see, oh, even though this person was acting unfairly and being the immature one, my employee just stepped up by being mature, made the right choice. Instead of acting for your ego, instead of trying to set a boundary or be the big man or whatever, you let it slide, let them be the way they are. And it's not so they can see immature and you can see as a bigger man. It's the principle of doing what's right, so you don't make the environment worse, so you can just let the person get out what they need to get out. If you need to talk to them immediately or possibly after or separately, that's when you think to decide that decision. And it helps the environment better by thinking and being the bigger person in the situation. So that's another part of it, is cutting your ego out. To stay in control of you and not give your power to someone else is by cutting your ego out. So like, if someone's offending my ego, plain and simple, but just to put it in words, someone's offending my ego, instead of trying to defend it or, back myself up, which I shouldn't need to, because one, I know myself, and if there's anyone that, deserves respect or is high cognitive thinking, knows me too for who I am, and especially the person I try to be. To where I don't need to try and defend myself. I don't need to defend myself. I know myself, and anyone else that's respectful will also know me, especially when I respond at a calm mind and clarity state in the stressful situation. That's a lot to express within itself. But to get off that specific subject, topic of someone attacking you and you responding in a positive way, things that also apply to the fact that you are the one in control of you. So if someone's trying to tell you who you are, or negative things, or saying you don't look good today, or trying to tell you, like, throw you off your game, or that, like, anything like that, that's where you realize, okay, I know who I am. And because I know who I am, as part of being in control of myself, I'm going to respect myself and not let this negative opinion affect my mind, my mindset, or my life in general. Because words really do mean a lot. And another part to react to that, to be specific, if someone's trying to speak for your name and who you are, it depends, but you got to think, right? So depending on the situation, you think of the proper reaction to make it clear that their words don't apply, to defend yourself, to be respectful, and to make it clear that you know who you are and this is who you are, your words, what you state of yourself, especially if you can back it up with your actions. But it all depends on the situation, so of course take the time to think. So what I've said so far is taking the time to think is part of being in control of yourself. Taking the time, or not having an ego, is part of being in control of yourself. And now to my next topic I want to talk on, with specifically being in control of you. Once you know yourself, you will have a path to follow, a path of God, of universe, the internal light that you have downloaded, and you now know consciously, what is my purpose here on this earth. There's many ways to put that. I have to clarify that because that's high vibrational speech, right? Not a lot of people like that. So raise your vibration and realize that we are spiritual beings in a physical body. We are also a physical body with a spiritual being part of us. We're many things right now, okay? But spirituality is a thing, okay? And it's something to be loved. Anyways, if we are dealing with anything that we're putting our energy to, right? You gotta stay in control of you. You gotta remember why you're doing it by reminding yourself the reason, the how, and for what will come in the future, the fruition. So you might be doing something to better your life, to help your family. When you are working your ass off and you feel like giving up, you need to be in control of you in that moment to not give up. Sorry, my jaw's hurting. To consistently put the work in, instead of letting sloth, and same with other temptations I was going to get into further, but might as well list them now, right? Sloth, gluttony, lust, things that really take you away from your passion. And same thing can apply for all the other sins, 7 deadly sins if you want to look it up. I'm not going to list them all. I feel like I forgot a couple, but I know there's wrath, there's greed, there's envy, and I think that's all 7 I just listed. But anytime that you are on the path of doing the right thing, either those 7 deadly sins or negative emotions can come into play, especially from other people, like we listed on the first 2, of thinking before you do, an ego. That's really applies to when other people bring in bad energy, bad spirits into your aura field, your mind, your thinking pattern. All that shit's all connected. So yeah, when you're interacting with someone else, they might bring that to you, and that's when you need to be in control of yourself. And same that applies to you, even if you're alone or you're doing anything at all in any environment with anyone around you. You have to know you and stay in control of you to direct you how you want to your dreams, to your future, to your goals, to your ambitions. Discipline to make them come true by staying in control of you. So when you feel like the need to eat your heart out, or especially for coping, or you feel like you want to be lustful, like I don't even want to speak on the deadly sins, because like yes, it's part of life and you have to accept duality, the light and dark, but in all reality, I want to be cleansed from that, and I know you want to too. So if you have any of those in your life, I highly suggest you get rid of them, and you can focus and stay forward on the specific path that you are on, this journey, this prosperous, beautiful life that we get to live. If you don't know, please go on a fast, go meditate, ask God, ask the universe, ask the energy, your higher being, what am I here for? What's my purpose? Okay, figure it out, and then figure out how to do it, and then make it come true. And I've already listed that very deeply in another video on how to make your dreams come true, but I want to list it again because it is such an important thing to manifest, from our imagination, our thoughts, to our actions, to what is reality, is a very powerful thing that us Homo sapiens, humans, are very powerful with. And that's one of our most beautiful gifts, is the capability of creating and destroying as a sense of God. And I know I'm kind of getting off topic, but just to add a little bit of little PS to what I was saying, okay, we are not God. Absolutely not. We are a form of God. We are almost to the plane of equalness in a way. And there's many ways to say this, and many like thoughts that can collide. Okay, I'm not saying that you're not a God, but I'm also saying you aren't, because you are not him. You are not Jesus Christ. You are not God. Okay, you might have a form of him, he might be living through you, and that makes you just as much as capable of being like him or being a form of him in certain moments. But to label yourself as that higher deity, and a label is to be consistent in all moments of time, not just here and there. Okay, because you jerking off or eating chips is not being a fucking god or deity. I shouldn't even speak on this because we're in the physical realm currently. Not to get too deep, I really don't mean to get off topic, but we are a form of God, okay? We're not God. I'll leave it at that, all right? I'll stop. That's for another video. But anyways, being in control of yourself. The third part is knowing who you are, right? And being in control of yourself when you're on this journey, purposefully pursuing your dreams. Okay, so we have thinking, in control of our thoughts, and really processing and understanding before we react, to be really in control with ourselves. And then we have ego, okay, where we let go of the ego to where it's not controlling us, and we don't give our power to someone else. Someone pisses me off, I let it go. I'm not gonna let it affect me or change my life and the cause of offense to my future. I'm gonna be making positive actions for positive outcomes. I'm not gonna let my ego control me or give my ego to someone else to control me. I'm gonna control me. Okay? Now, the third thing, and to keep it short in labels, right? The way you think, your ego, letting go of the ego, the way you think, letting go of your ego, and fulfilling your dreams. To be in control with that, and the way I worded it earlier was pursuing your pursuit or your dreams consistently by being in control of you, not letting bad spirits, entities, creatures, or energy get in the way of your purpose and path. Pursuing your purpose on earth. I said it something like that, okay? I'm trying to remember and be specific, but it doesn't matter. Okay? Well, I love you either way, and I hope you can remember those 3 things, okay? Remember to be in control of the way you think, letting go of the ego, and pursuing your dreams by being in control of you, staying on the path, thinking consciously, letting go of the ego, being fluent with your purpose here. So I hope that helps you. I absolutely love you. Okay, let's make this life a life worth living. And if you're coming back to this baby from the future, right, I'm just fucking doing my thing. I'm being a king. I'm being a prince. I'm making this shit come true. And I know I will find my success through consistency, discipline, and believing in me. Especially believing in me. 100%, bro. And it's because God, the Most High, it's meant to be. As long as I store, whatever the fuck, the boat as hard as I can, God's moving that wheel the right direction. I'll make it. If you try hard enough, your dreams will come true. I'll leave it at that. I love you truly. Remember, think before you do. Let go of the ego and pursue your dreams by staying in control of you. I love you. Good vibration. If you look back into this, just to end it real quick, you can make your dreams come true too. I'm not anywhere right now. I don't have anyone that sees my value besides my best friend Nick. I don't got anything besides me and God and my belief to my dreams. Just in an apartment, 19-year-old young man, and starting from here, but I know where I'm gonna go. You gotta believe too. Put your best work in, discipline, and your dreams will come true. But no, I believe in you too. I'm on your side. So, I love you. Have a beautiful night. Call you boy. Peace. Out.